Yeah, so hi everybody. My name is Antonio Peters. I'm one of the admissions officers here at RISD. I'm also a graduate of RISD 2004 from the illustration department. So I've been with the admissions office for a very long time. So RISD, we are located within the city of Providence. We have about 178,000 people. We're located in between two major cities, Boston and New York, and a lot of students take full advantage of that. New York is about 3 hours away. Boston is 1 hour away. There's public transportation that you can use. So within the city of Providence, RISD's campus is about 50 buildings. We have 2,400 full-time students, roughly. So amongst the population of Providence, but also the students at RISD, we take full advantage of the city in terms of like going to galleries, going to performances, activities that happen throughout the city. There's Waterfire, there's other institutions that are within the vicinity of our campus as well. Brown University is very close to our campus. So again, 2,400 full-time students at RISD. We have no part-time students at all. We do have dorms, so housing is mandatory for 2 years. So for your freshman year and your sophomore year, you're required to live on campus. Again, it is mandatory. So you have co-ed floors, single-sex floors, you have active floors, quiet. Pretty much there's different categories in terms of where you can live within the dormitories. So if you're more of like I don't want to do anything, solitude kind of person, it is possible to live on a floor like that. Again, required for 2 years. So all first-year students are required to go through the foundation year, which is known as the Experimental and Foundation Studies program. So on the common application, you can indicate up to 3 majors, and you can put undecided on your application. But know that when you apply to RISD, you apply to the foundation year. You do not apply directly to a major. So 470 freshmen, which is our incoming freshman class, will go through the foundation year, which is a year long. So on the screen right now, you see a typical schedule for a first-year student. So you see drawing is all day, design is all day, spatial dynamics, which is 3D, is all day. You share the same group, you share all 3 studios with the same group of students for that fall semester. Spring semester, that group of 20 students will change with all new faculty and students. So the student-teacher ratio is 20:1. So you're working with charcoal, you're working from drawing from life, you're working with sculpture, you're working with mark making, different type of materials. You're thinking about limitation and restriction, exploration, experimentation, and risk taking. So you can see how music inspires design. Students are required to create a musical instrument. So you'll utilize a lot of your creativity. So the things that you're learning right now are very important because what you learn now will continue into your college. So making that transition from high school to college is very important. So again, you're going to continue to build upon those skills. So you have 16 majors to choose from. You can double major while you're at RISD. You can have an interdisciplinary study. If you're not interested in double majoring or having interdisciplinary study, you're still required to take courses outside of your primary major. We also have a dual degree between RISD and Brown University. You have to apply to Brown University, you have to apply to RISD, you have to get into both institutions. 500 students express interest in this program. 60 students get into both RISD and Brown. Again, you're creating 2 separate applications, one to Brown, one to RISD. 60 students get into both RISD and Brown. Those students are reviewed for a 3rd time, and then we offer 18 students the dual degree. The enroll in class will be 14. You only pay one school, and that's Brown University. They handle the scholarships, the bill, the payment. But yeah, you will pursue a BFA from RISD and a BA from Brown. And you try to give us an idea of what interests you in both of those majors. So again, we have the facilities that you need to grow as an artist. We have the technology. We have all the facilities for each major. So if you're doing glass blowing, we have facilities for glass blowing. Printmaking, we have the facilities. One of the unique things about our school, we have a nature lab, which is a mini natural history museum. It has taxidermy animals, bugs, and boxes. As you can see here, this is artwork based on the nature lab. So again, you can see nature as inspiration, science, understanding form, texture. You can see in the bottom left corner, a student had to design a box based on one of the objects, and that was a horseshoe crab. You also have the RISD Museum that you have access to, world-renowned museum, 80,000 artifacts. There's a library, it's an art and design library, the only one in Rhode Island. So it's dedicated to all 16 majors, the arts, and also the liberal arts. You can take courses at Brown University. You also can use Brown University's library. We have clubs and organizations that you could be a part of. So when you are filling out your Common App, or you're getting to that point where, you want to, try to be more active at school, get into, community service or sports. That is not a requirement for us, but if you want to do that, do it. Go for it. We have basketball, we have hockey, we have cultural clubs, we have an outdoor wilderness club, we have a pigeon club. I mean, we have some weird stuff. So for RISD, we do require an application. So you will use two platforms. You'll use the Common App and you use SlideRoom. So being an art school, we'll use SlideRoom to upload your portfolio. So we use the Common Application for uploading all your credentials. Letters of recommendation, 1 is required. High school transcript, 2 years of grades are required. So depending on what deadline you go for, November 1st or February 1st, November 1st, we'll look at your junior and sophomore year. If you are applying regular decision, fall semester, senior year, all of your junior year. We do not have a minimum GPA. We do not have a minimum SAT or ACT. The ACT, SAT is optional for all students. So we do require a portfolio, 12 to 20 images of your best work. We discourage including artwork that's done from photography, fan art, anime, master copies. Avoid all those things. If we can tell that it's based on a cartoon from Cartoon Network, don't put it in your portfolio. We want to see original ideas and concepts. So RISD requires a home test, which is like a side quest for those of you who are like RPG players. Basically it's a homework assignment that we give to you alongside your portfolio. If you like feedback on your portfolio, if you are junior, senior, there is a website called acad.slideroom.com. I was working on that this morning. Basically, students upload 7 of their artworks. You can also upload PDFs, which is okay, but not okay for the actual application. You can get feedback from other institutions that are a part of the ACAD Association. So I know there are a few schools that are not a part of this association. So if you do, try to type in their name, they won't be there. But RISD, Micah, Parsons, FIT, Cooper Union, we're all on this website. And again, you can get feedback. It's free. You don't have to pay anything. We do have 2 deadlines for first year students, November 1st, February 1st. So yeah, that's pretty much mine. I was like, phew.
Wow, that was impressive. You actually still have 5 minutes. Yeah. Do you want to touch on anything a little more or take questions?
I could take some questions, a few questions. Let me figure out how to escape out of this. There we go. But yeah, there we go. But yeah, I think one of the things that's very important for students is, like really trying to bring personality to your portfolio, try to show us your observation skills. Observation work can be creative, it can be fun, but do your best to really think about, how does your portfolio represent you without you being there? Many schools, don't require an interview. We do not require an interview. So how does your portfolio, how does your artwork speak to you without you being there? How does it represent you? So I always like to think of the portfolio like a visual resume. It tells us everything we need to know about you, your creativity, your skill level, your ability to work outside your comfort zone, your ability to storytell, different concepts and ideas. Right now, I don't know if anyone here is a senior, but we are in the middle of reviewing regular decision students right now. And I can tell you there's a lot of things that I'm like, ooh, I wish students reached out to us. I wish students got in touch with us to ask us questions about, like, what is it that you look for a portfolio? Because, you have 3 days to, you have months, weeks, years to really home in on your portfolio. And the best advice I can give is reach out to the admissions office, reach out to the schools and say, hey, I would like to know what you look for in a portfolio.
Awesome.
What is best practice?
You do have a couple questions in the chat. Do you want me to read them or you want to read them? Besides work that isn't original, i.e. fan art, is there any other things you would advise us to avoid in our portfolios?
Underdeveloped fashion sketches. Fashion sketches. Ooh, like, woo, fashion sketches are brutal. Photography, I would say, like if you bring in photography, we tend to see a lot of photography that's, like a picture of a flower, a picture of a horse. Um, People take pictures of homeless people, of like abandoned buildings. Try to bring more creativity. Try to think about photography as a drawing. Use your lights and darks to put focus on different parts of the photo. We see a lot of pictures of architecture, and again, you have to think about your artwork on our end. I'm just going to see it as a picture of a hallway, and people are like trying to bring meaning to it, and at the end of the day I'm still going to be like, it's still a hallway. So so try to bring narrative, try to think about how can you manipulate your photos, in terms of like how can a person engage it, how can you overlap it with other pictures, collage your pictures together, take 5 of your photos and then collage them together to create a new narrative. Again, think about your photography as a drawing, as a painting. The best person I always think about is like Rembrandt, where he uses lighting to put focus, but also you can use color to bring focus to. So in a picture, think about, give us 5 different focal points instead of 1 focal point. Oh, also, sorry, I'm getting into it now. Ooh, do not place your subject matter right in the center of the page. Give us foreground, middle ground, background. Think about, so right now my camera is angled upwards. That's a point of view. Like try to think about, everyone's doing the whole selfie thing where it's like up here. That's a point of view. So give us different angles. We always see artwork just straight on. So do your best to diversify your compositions. And also your color palette. Look at your artwork all together in a folder and look at the most dominant colors in your portfolio. Take them out. Again, think about limitation and restriction. In doing so, it forces you to get outside your comfort zone, work outside your comfort zone, your box, but also think outside the box. But try different colors. Tomorrow, paint disappears. How do you still create a painting? I take away your paintbrushes tomorrow. How do you still make a paintbrush?
All right. We are at our time, but we do have one question. I think you could probably answer it quickly. What scholarships are available at RISD?
RISD scholarships, need-based scholarships. Scholarships can range from $2,000 to $50,000. We do not give out 4 rides, but our scholarships are need-based.
You're awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Y'all have a wonderful day.